So this is what I use. This is what guides me down my path. This is what got me to this stage. This is what gave me all of the information that I have today. And I know I need to take one more step. First, it was purge this information out there. Something in the back of my mind says, you need to make a documentary. God said write a book, call it Dying for Dummies, so here's the book. I'm putting it out there. Now it's time for me to follow my own advice and not so much give out a lot of advice unless it's asked for. And you have to actually respect the person giving you advice. If you have zero respect, don't bother asking for any advice because you won't respect the advice that comes back at you. But trust, my brain is on, I can see contradiction. So if you have a conversation with me, I will point out your contradiction. I will see and read what your problem is, but you will also tell me what your solution is. So I won't be giving you my advice. I can only throw back your own advice. And something that I believe in is follow your own advice. So I know I need to use this a lot more intensely. This is what my intuitive sense says. It's guided you to the point you're at now. Now you need a heavier dose. So I'm going to be giving myself even a heavier dose. This is an influence. This has the potential to change the whole friggin' world because we have no positive influence. We have all influences that teach you that you are lacking in every one of these intentions. Intention is one of the most powerful things that we have on the planet. What is your intention? When you wake up each day, what do you intend for your day? And really examine that deep down inside. What is your true intention? And there's an intention experiment out there that's trying to push intentions out on everybody else. That's kind of failing. Their experiments aren't telling them shit. Although we know intention can move mountains. Intentions can make anything happen. But it starts with inside you. You are the magnet to what you attract in your life experiences. And we have zero positive influences on the planet. Everything is programmed. All influences, seen and unseen, is programming you to have a lack of. So this bottle concept has the potential to put a lot of positive intentions, of positive influences out in the world. If everybody was drinking this, those that aren't drinking it would get influence from it. Those that are wealthy would be influenced by this if they drank this. They would influence anybody that hasn't got money. Anybody that's drinking or not drinking would be influenced just because of the text. The text will guide you towards that influence of being. So, each one I use 6 bottles because every time that I was creating something magical, it was every one of these intentions is what I had inside me. And every time I created health, every one of these intentions I was lacking. So it's quite ironic. It's you want to feel full of and not lacking of. And then, like a magnet, you will attract the answers, the solutions to your life. If every one of us, well, the nodes of this whole humanity had these intentions inside them, they had a fullness of it and not a lack of it, we'd see global change instantly. The water bottle industry is also a billion-dollar industry, and it can be done very healthy if we wanted to do things the right way. But we're scared of a lot of things. We see things that are wrong, but we don't know how to make it right. Plastic is not exactly the right thing. So that's just something that you need to change. But for some reason, God got us all addicted to bottled water, to drink water out of a bottle. That has potential because every human on the planet needs water. If everybody on the planet was addicted to pure, clean, healthy, ionized water that had the influence of an intention inside there that programmed you to believe you have abundance of and not a lack of, every single person on this planet would attract a completely different experience. Each one of these 6 bottles has no complaints and no excuses. because your complaints and your excuses are the unknown problem. This holodynamics, this talking to evil, talking to your problem is the unknown problem. That's why Stephen Hawking says that we as humans can't solve problems, because we as humans don't recognize our own problems and that we are the solution to our problems. Don't look for a government or a justice system or a non-profit to solve your problems. You have to be the one that solves your own problems. And it's like, if you can wrap your brain around the concept of this, and everybody was playing the same game, then everybody is working towards building a better world instead of destroying the world that we live in. We also are needing to change our economic system. We have free energy. We know how to create that if we wanted to know it. But we have to do it differently. We can't do it for profit. Every single thing you do cannot be designed by profit. And then you'll get a lot of profit. But you thinking you're the guy that has to have all of the money just destroys your whole world. You have to make sure everybody else has money. And then you build your world. So this is a concept that also can raise money, not for myself, but as a nonprofit, a better way of doing a nonprofit, but more like a banking system. We have gold that we want to base our money on. Gold or silver, or, I mean, whatever you want to put a dollar or your currency on has to be based on something. Base it on water. You have to value water. You have to cherish it, because humans can't survive. You're, 89% water. You will not exist if you don't have water. This cannot be owned by a corporation. It has to be owned by every human on the planet. Every human on the planet must own the air, must own the land, must own the food. It cannot be owned by a corporation, or the corporation will corrupt it. So the concept is once you find yourself, once you transform your personal problem into its solution, once you find yourself, then the idea is to live your dreams. Do something you love doing. You love it so much you would do it for nothing, which is something I do. When you do something for nothing, you'll never work another day in your life, but you're still being very productive. You have to trust that every single person on this planet has a purpose. You have to appreciate everybody else's purpose, not judge whether it has value or not. It has value just because it's somebody's purpose. There are farmers that love farming. They don't want a big corporation, a computer system farming. They love farming. We need to support our farmers. There are people that love to inspire through art. We need to inspire people that are artistic because they inspire us. But those people that are putting something out into the world must find themselves. Get rid of the evil that's within inside you first. So it's like, if you're going to be an owner of this, you have to find yourself. You have to get rid of the evil within yourself first. Which is why I use this, and it's now time for me to go into hyperdrive and use this more intensely. Now, all 6 bottles have no complaints, no excuses, which means I live my life so I have no complaints and I have no excuses. So in order to get there, I need to write down every single complaint I have and every friggin' excuse I have and transform it. Like the process of me talking with my smoking addiction, which wants me to learn how to live life, how to love life, how to get rid of the pain. I can't get rid of the pain everybody else deals with. All I can do is help you get rid of your own pain, your own experience. If we can get everybody to work out their own problems, we would create a completely different matrix. Now, this bottle is gratitude and humanity. So every time I drink my water, every time I drink out of this bottle, I feel the intention. The water is not magic. The magic is in your mind. You have to make your mind think this way. This is how you change your DNA. Twins with the same DNA at birth, after 50 years worth of life experiences, you check their DNA is different. Why? Because of all of the influences they have had in the world, the choices that they made, the belief systems that they've developed over a lifetime changes their DNA. Humanity needs to change their DNA from being a lack of to seeing that you have an abundance of. So every time that you have a thought, every time you have a belief, you force your brain to make the chemicals for you to feel those feelings. You don't think in text, you think in chemical experiences. So every time you have a thought, an experience, you are creating chemicals within your body for you to feel. We are feeling beings. It's time to control what you want to feel. What you feel is based on your beliefs. Your beliefs can get healthier if you transform your problems into the solutions, but what you feel is based on the intention. Intentions are powerful when you put them out into the world, but if you put your intentions out in the world, you actually can destroy your world. Your intentions have to be within yourself. Don't worry about the rest of the world. Let the rest of the world solve itself. You can only give them information, but they have to drink the water themselves. So this first bottle is gratitude and humanity. So every time I drink this, I feel what it feels like to be grateful. And I feel what it feels like to be connected with my humanity, that I am part of humanity. It's just not me. I'm a global thinker. In order for me to be grateful, I'm grateful for the home that I do live in. It doesn't have everything, but I'm grateful that I do have it. I have food every day. It's not the best food, but at least I have food every day. I have water every day. I have a brain that thinks. I'm going to be working on improving my health, and every day I'm going to be grateful for one day is getting better. Every day that I don't smoke, I'm going to be grateful for it. So every time I drink out of this bottle, I'm going to feel what it feels like to be grateful and feel the humanity that I belong to. Now the second one, again, has no complaints and no excuses, which I transform that. It will constantly remind me. If I have a complaint or an excuse, write it down. Transform it. Communicate with it. Find out what it wants, because it'll want me to do something. It will be my road forward, transforming evil into goodness, transforming problems into the solution. This one is confidence and certainty. I know anytime that I created anything, I was confident and certain about it. Anytime I was dealing with hell and abuse, I wasn't certain about a damn thing. So every time I drink out of this, I'm going to feel what it feels like to be confident and certain about something. I'm confident and certain the planet's going to make a shift for the better. Just stop listening to all this doom and gloom. Yeah, the world's falling apart because nobody's confident and certain that it's going to get better. Everybody's living in fear. Nobody has a good idea because they're still dealing with complaints and excuses. They haven't transformed their problems into the solution, and they're lacking confidence in knowing how to do it. But for me, I am going to turn my computer off a little bit more and not push out too much information, and I'm going to be like meditating on this. I know good things come to me when I have these intentions within inside myself. It has guided me so far, but I've been drinking out of them. Now I need to really think and push this a little bit step further. Really, really create these chemicals a lot more than what I have so far. I've been developing, this has developed my confidence. It told me, do YouTube, develop your confidence, improve your communication skills, and getting a little confident now. Getting a little certain that things are about to change. And change for my life. And I'm sure it'll change for your life if you follow the process. Don't you think that your life improves the more confident? Just what do you want to be confident in and certain about? I'm certain life is going to get a lot better. So I'm going to be constantly guided to that, and I'm going to make sure that I make more confident chemicals so that I change my DNA. I'll continue on the next page.